Hey Econ students, this is Jacob Clifford. It's time. Why is this rolling away? Hey Econ students, this is Jacob Clifford. Welcome to Unit 1, Practice Questions number 2. We're going to talk about concepts like absolute and comparative advantage. We're going to go nice and slow because there's only 4 questions. So you know how it works. You've already filled out the ultimate review packet. You understand the concepts. Now it's time to actually go and practice them. All right? So what I want you to do right now, answer the questions. If you need more help, click on the Learn More button. Then come back and finish off the question. All right? Good luck. All right, here we go. Assume that Brazil can produce 30 tons of sugar or 20 tons of wheat, and Peru can produce 20 tons of sugar or 10 tons of wheat. When you see these questions, it's easy to get confused. Be like, okay, I gotta keep track of it. The best thing to do, as I showed you in the summary video, is to draw out a chart. Now, when you organize it this way, it takes a little more time, yes, that's true, but the reality is it's way easier to answer these questions, especially if you've seen some of the practice videos I've shown you. There's the output method and the input method. First thing to know to answer the question, this is an output question. They're talking about producing sugar and wheat, so they're producing stuff, output question. Which of the following is true? Peru has an absolute advantage in the production of wheat. Now, watch out, absolute and comparative advantage are completely different concepts, so be careful. This one's looking for absolute. Who's better at producing, in this case, wheat? Well, Peru produce wheat. If they produce wheat, they're going to produce only 10, right? Compared to Brazil that produces 20. So the answer is no, A is not right. I mean, that's not the answer, but we know that for sure. A is incorrect. So for Brazil, the opportunity cost of producing 1 ton of wheat is 1/2 tons of sugar. Now we can't figure that out with the information we've given. That's why we have to actually calculate what's called per unit opportunity cost. If you produce 30 tons of sugar and you could produce 28 tons of wheat in that same period of time, then each one of these sugar costs you 2/3 of a wheat given up. 1 wheat costs a certain number of sugar given up. That is 3/2 of sugar. 3/2 of sugar given up. Again, if you've seen my video, you understand what I'm doing. On this one, let's go ahead and do this since we're here. 1 sugar costs 1/2. 1/2 of wheat given up. And over here, here's a parentheses, 1 wheat costs 2 sugar given up. All right, now when you do this, you can now figure out who has a lower opportunity cost because we've done the calculations. All right, so for Brazil, the opportunity cost of producing 1 ton of wheat is 1.5 sugar. 1 ton of wheat for Brazil, right? One ton of wheat is 1.5 sugar. That's the right answer. So the right answer actually is B. Now, that's the right answer, but let's keep going through the question to verify that we understand what's going on. For Peru, the opportunity cost of producing 1 ton of sugar is 2 tons of wheat. For Peru, no, it's 1/2. So if this said 1/2, then that would be the right answer, so that's incorrect. So cross out C. Peru has a comparative advantage in the production of wheat. All right, let's figure out who has a comparative advantage, because we're going to need that for the second question anyways. So who has the lower opportunity cost? Who would you rather have producing, in this case, sugar? One that gives up 2/3 of wheat, or the one that gives up 1/2 of wheat? Well, 1/2. So I'm going to circle down here, and I know it's getting ugly. Don't complain. This right here is what we should produce. Peru should focus on sugar, and that means over here, Brazil should be the one producing the wheat, because 3/2 is less than 2. Again, so Peru has a comparative advantage production of wheat. That's incorrect. They have it in sugar. And Brazil cannot benefit through trading. Yes, they actually can benefit through trading because if you have a lower opportunity cost than I do, then we can both benefit. That's how you do these questions. If you need more help and you need more practice, go to the summary review video and it's going to explain those concepts even further. And it's also going to give you something called the quick and dirty. If you haven't seen this yet, you didn't have to do any of these calculations to get that comparative advantage. Question number 2, given the information above, Brazil should produce both sugar and wheat. No, that's wrong. Peru should specialize in the production of sugar. There's the right answer. B again. Brazil should specialize in the production of sugar. Nope, they said they should produce wheat. That's wrong. There's no transaction cost. That's the idea of it. Costs, like there's costs, like shipping costs and other costs. We don't know anything about that. And in E, trading 1 ton of sugar for 3 tons of wheat would benefit both countries. This is something called terms of trade, and it's the wrong answer. This is not right because you already know the answer is B. But let's talk about terms of trade for a second. Terms of trade is the idea of trading 1 wheat for how many sugar, or how many sugar for 1 wheat would benefit both countries. Now there's a way of getting it, and you've seen it in the summary video. There's a range. In this case, a trade of 1 wheat for a certain number of sugar would benefit both countries. So what is that range? Well, I'll tell you what, 5 is not a good number. For Peru, they'd be like, no, I don't want to trade 1 wheat for 5. There's a certain range, and the range is right here. It's between 3 halves and 2. Any number in between those would benefit both countries. So, for example, I don't know, 1.75 would benefit both countries. So in both these situations, they could trade at a lower opportunity cost than if they produce it themselves. I'm happy inside all of the time. In this one, we have Hannah takes 30 minutes to wash dishes and 40 minutes to vacuum, and Kevin takes 15 minutes to wash dishes and 30 minutes to vacuum. This is an input question. The reason why is you want lower numbers, right? It's better to take 15 minutes to wash dishes than it takes 30 minutes to wash dishes. So an input question is when it's hours or workers or land or some sort of input that's the variable, and it's better to have lower numbers. Now, input questions, let's jump into it. Which of the following is true? Well, again, let's make one of those charts. All right, so let's answer the question. Which of the following is true? Hannah has an absolute advantage in the washing dishes. Hannah, absolute advantage in washing dishes. No, right? He's better at washing dishes. He only takes 15 minutes, so A is incorrect. Kevin has an absolute advantage in vacuuming. Kevin in vacuuming, yep, there it is again. Holy crap, B again? Well, amazing. B is the right answer. Kevin is faster at other jobs like washing windows. We don't have no information about washing windows, so no clue. Hannah has a comparative advantage in washing dishes. Kevin has a comparative advantage in vacuuming. We don't know about that. We haven't done the calculations. Now, if you've seen the unit summary video, you learned something called the quick and dirty. Without doing calculations like you saw in the last questions, you can actually do a real quick calculation to verify you got this right. All right, there's only 2 possible outcomes when it comes to comparative advantage. Hannah should be doing the washing, or Kevin does the vacuuming. So this is one option. Right? So again, Hannah does the wash, Kevin does the vacuuming, or Kevin does the wash and Hannah does the vacuuming. So it's either this is the option. Right? So there's either, and the reason why is you can't have a comparative advantage in both. So 30 times 30 is 900, writing that number over here. This is 30 over here times 30. 15 times 40 is 600. Right? In that case, 600 minutes is less than total of 900 minutes, so this is the right answer. Again, this is called the very quick and very dirty. It requires no calculations, just good old-fashioned trick. So no doubt about it, the answer is Kevin should do the wash and Hannah should do the vacuuming. All right, so let's look here. Hannah has a comparative advantage in washing dishes. No, we said that's not true. And Kevin has a comparative advantage in vacuuming. Nope, that's not true. The answer is B. We got that done. Now let's go to number 4. According to the theory of comparative advantage, how should these 2 individuals divide the workload to minimize the number of minutes it takes to do both jobs? Hannah should wash the dishes and vacuum. No. Kevin should do both jobs. No. Hannah should wash the dishes and Kevin should vacuum. No. Hannah should vacuum, and Kevin should wash the dishes. Kevin washed the dishes, Hannah vacuum. D is the right answer. It's not B this time. Hannah should pay Kevin to wash the dishes and vacuum. Maybe. I mean, actually, E might be right if, she was rich and she's like, listen, it's not worth my opportunity costs to be doing this job. I'll just pay something. But we have no information about that. Note that about it. The right answer is D. Now, again, comparative advantage is difficult. You need to practice this. If you haven't already done so, take a look at the review packet. Try the output question and the input question, and you can try using the quick and dirty like I did in the second questions, or you can try doing the actual calculations. But make sure you practice and practice and practice, because it's the only way to actually get it. You remember this? All right. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for supporting ACDC Econ. Until next time.